Grave Reviews. This is Chris.
Have you checked the children?
There's no children here. It's not safe for them.
This is Alan, and Chris is right. Grave Reviews is intended for mature audiences. Your discretion is advised. Grave Reviews presents Thursday Night Frights.
I feel like I missed that theme song for a while. How are you,
Yeah.
Mr. Chris?
I'm doing better now that we got that out of the way. Like, it's been a minute.
It has been a minute.
Summer's been busy.
It has. I mean, it was a long minute, and then last week we had our little, just hiccup because of work issues, because that happens, right? We're adults. I mean,
Yep.
I
got stuck working really late.
Yeah. Hey, we have to feed the machine because the machine feeds us, right?
It's true.
So, there's multiple reasons why I love doing this show with you. Hanging out and talking about something that we love is one of them. But as a side effect of this, we put songs on our wheel that have been suggested to us, or I'll hear something and go, that's an interesting movie I haven't thought about in a while, or something along those lines. And this is that movie for me. I hadn't thought about this one in a while. I actually, whenever someone brings up The Invisible Man, I actually think about Kevin Bacon in Rena.
Right.
First.
Right.
For reasons. And this one is one that I kind of, even though I saw it, it's not something that's up in front of my.
You kind of glaze over it. Yeah, you kind of glaze over it. You notice its existence, and you're like, I should probably watch that. And
again, right? And so I watched it this time, and you know what? I was very pleasantly surprised on how much I enjoyed not only the story, but the acting and the camera work. I mean,
the cinematography was on point for this.
Yep.
Truly, their use of darkness and light. There's, everybody wants a dark movie. Producers love dark movies. Dark. But this one played with the light really well.
Really did.
To where you got your monochrome, you got your moments like the attic where it's dark. But for the most part, you're in a brighter setting. Albeit that seems to get closer and closer, in that claustrophobia and terror sinking in.
I will say this: when you spend the first 5+ minutes of a movie, and the only thing that she says is a whisper to check if her husband's awake and hello to the dog. That's it. And up until the point that she let's just jump into it. We're talking about
dive right in.
Invisible Man 2020. At the beginning of this movie, we really don't understand what's happening yet, but she is really doing her best not to wake her husband. You kind of get the idea that maybe she's drugged him because she's trying to get away clean from this house, and she does it, and it's building tension by being very, very quiet. And then all of a sudden, as she's getting ready to leave, she bumps the car and the car alarm goes off.
Yeah, that dog. The dog, she feels sorry for. She can't take the dog, but I'll be damned if you keep wearing that buzz collar that he's got on you. And of course, the dog's like, whoops. Sets the alarms off, and she was painstakingly moved the camera so she could watch him on her phone, turn off the alarms. Like she's running out of the house in a hurry. She's scared.
And you can tell that this is a detailed plan that she's been doing. And then she runs out. She gets in her sister's car, and this is where you start to realize how bad it is, because as she's like, run, go, 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 he runs up to the car and just punches through the window and tries to drag her out. And this is where you start to get, and it's funny, I explained to my wife, who, as everyone knows, I love Mar to death. If you only knew how much of my back she has all the time, but she really is. She's nice. She's not a fan of horror, and she knows that I am, and she still supports me in what I'm doing with this channel. But I told her, I said, I think you would have actually liked this, because it's more of a psychological thriller with
it's dread.
elements.
Yeah, a dreadful movie where you just it builds the tension. And honestly, you watch the trailer, rewind it back to me not remembering this movie, watching the
Yes.
trailer
Uh-huh.
and being confused because I didn't think it was that kind of movie. It kind of builds it to where, okay, it's going to be a jump scary movie,
Yeah.
very dark. We're shown a bunch of stuff that has nothing to do with the movie in
And
it.
not only that, but never makes it to the movie. It actually wound up in the on the cutting room floor, and they did that on purpose. I This director is also was he was involved with Saw as well as some other things, and he knows how to use a camera to build anticipation. The
Yeah,
thing I think I loved about this, Chris, is that every time you thought to yourself, okay, they're getting ready to do the silly Invisible Man trope,
yeah.
he yanked that rug out from under you and went, "Nope, we're not doing that."
No, we're not. Yeah,
And that in itself is what kinda gives you that little, "Whoo, all right, cool, we got something
yeah.
going on that we're not expecting here."
In the beginning of this, that punch through the window, like it's building this tension, and
Yes,
that punch through the window makes you feel like this is going to be a jump scary movie because he does. I mean, the ferocity in which he busts that glass, he's got the pills in his hand that he messed up his hand punching through that window,
yes, he did.
and they take off, and we're not privy to what happened leading up to this point. We're
Correct.
just dropped in it, and we're dropped in it more in C's, if you will. Wonderful play on the name, that because you can't see him,
Right.
but we're kind of giving it to from her point of view from this point, like from the
Yes.
beginning. This is what's happening to her right now. What happened to her has led to this tension, this need to get away, this almost not getting away.
Yeah,
Um,
and I love the fact that they through the movie, they drop little eggs and little bits of knowledge on you, that, "Hey, this guy's not right."
yeah.
He's extremely intelligent, he's very wealthy, and he is a narcissist's narcissist,
This
right?
trailer does a great job. If you watch this trailer going into it, the one thing you can take away, other
Yes.
than a couple scenes, is the buildup of what's wrong with this guy. That
Yeah,
he's controlling. He controls how all the way down to now what I think and what I'm supposed to think. And I need to get away from him. So the trailer does a great job of building up. This guy is scum, and
and
rich scum, which is scary.
and the thing that I love about this movie is, um okay, so this was 2020, so 5 years ago, and we have gotten a lot of and I have to be careful how I say this because I don't want to offend anybody. Because if it comes across the wrong way, I definitely don't mean it this way or that way. But we've had a lot of "I Am Woman, Hear Me Roar" movies, right, where they kind
Right.
of go overboard with trying to make a female lead that's strong and powerful. um, I love the fact that she was very vulnerable at first, but you could tell she was using her mind and figuring out a way to get away from him. And then as the movie goes on, she progressively starts to stand her ground and grow her
Right.
backbone back again. And I loved that about this
This
film.
was a great character arc, and
It was,
Elizabeth Moss was perfect in this role.
she
She
was.
can let you know what she's thinking just by facial expressions.
Mhm.
She has that power to deliver everything you want to know about her character in the way she talks and the way she carries herself. I'll give her great credit for that in this movie. And yeah, honestly, and you get this whole movie is her character arc from
Oh, she carries
being
it all.
being strong enough to leave, but once gone, not being strong enough to even leave the house in
Mhm.
fear of being seen. And then to the ending, which was uh,
Yeah, chef's
a
kiss.
wonderful twist. Um, I will give this movie this. There's a couple little downfalls when it comes to plot here and there,
Okay.
and
I,
I'm
I can
I'm
tell you
willing
what
to.
it is
I will.
without you knowing.
Yeah, of
Without
course.
you
I mean, we'll get there, but this movie does a great job of overcoming. I would say that without really using plot armor, by making the twist really kind of sink in at the end to where like, oh,
Yeah, there were a couple of things that happened through the movie that you really felt like, okay, that was, that person. This scene had script armor, as
Mhm.
my dad used to say. I always go. It
Oh
was
yeah.
funny. My dad, God rest his soul, he always said something to me that made me just absolutely smile every time I go. And why do you think they would do that? He said, because it was written in the script that way, my son. And
Exactly.
that's and this movie had a couple of those kind of things where you had to go, okay, if I think about it too hard, I'm going to be upset. So I'm just not. I'm going to choose not to.
Yeah.
And we'll get there to those, but they weren't
Well,
major, and it wasn't. It didn't distract from it.
I think it's a problem with all horror movies, especially now in 2025,
Yeah.
is pinpointing a time frame to where, okay, security cameras, ring cameras, phones,
Yeah, it's funny because you know exactly
phones,
what I'm talking about.
phones is a movie we've covered already where you're like, I liked how they went around that, like phones, but
But yeah,
yeah. So, but this one did a decent job. I'll give it credit with the plot armor it uses in that aspect to where, like, come on, in the restaurant with her sister, come on, there's got to be a security camera
yeah,
somewhere that could have been like, but it kind of plays off enough to where, okay, looking past that, they still would have arrested her. They still would have taken her. She still would have sound crazy as hell or drunk.
and
So,
all they had to have done really was go is have her go. There has to be security footage, and have someone go. Something happened to the cameras. They were on the blink,
right.
right?
I
So
mean,
because
you
he's in
do have an
prison,
invisible man that could have
he
went
went
over
and
there and hit
unplugged the
the.
camera very
Yeah,
easily,
right,
or walked over and just went smudged it where you couldn't
right.
tell what was going on. I mean,
We couldn't tell what happened.
again, we'll
It moves past it decent enough to where it's plot armor, but I'm willing to look past it.
and
It didn't take me out of it, you
And
know.
here's something that I thought was interesting is being after the movie, right? After the
Yeah,
credits rolled, and just sit back and thinking about what I just watched. As much as I love the action and all of that happened in the movie, I
yeah,
actually enjoyed the beginning. That was kind of the more the slow burn build than I did the action stuff. And
it's
let's face
true.
it, it's an Invisible Man movie, right? So you're thinking to yourself, there's going to be a point in time where you're going to see floaty guns, you
Right,
know,
yeah, and you do,
and
and
you do, and
of course,
it would have been great. I'm sorry, but this is just me. It would have been great had they done a wire trick gun at one point in time where you knew that that's what you were seeing. Because I would have sat back and went, yeah, there it
well,
is.
the lead up to that point of all knowing, and that what we're dealing with was really good. That's where the cinematography really comes in. You get shots that are extended. That there's one person, but we're looking at two people on screen right now. Or we're following a person out, but it's not the person you thought we were following because he's at the tail end of the shot.
I will say this. I love this. This is something that and I didn't even remember from the first time I watched it. But watching as many films as we do, right?
Yeah,
You see the camera in a room where it pans from person to person while they're talking,
right,
and then that third person who's just off the not in the conversation, but it'll pan to them
right,
to get their reaction to the conversation, then it'll pan back. This movie did that exact same thing, but when it panned, there was no one there,
right.
and it hung on it, and it made you it. I don't know about you, Chris, but it made me sit there and go, "Is he there? Is he? You know what I'm saying? Is he in?"
Yeah, it's that Paranormal Activity, of which I credit that movie series with. You're looking for the invisible man.
Right.
You're looking for something that's not there. And sometimes the movie throws you a bone with a breath
Uh-huh.
or a knife that slipped away that did I see that?
Yeah. Or the scene where she's in her bedroom and she's trying to pull the covers back to the bed, and you see the
Mm,
foot step on it. I was like,
right.
that was so well done,
So good.
just
So
so
good.
well done. And that. So Mara asked me flat out. She goes, "Was it cheesy?" Because we were, this is one that I felt that she could talk to
Mhm.
me about without causing any issues as far as her fear is concerned. And I said, you expected it to be,
Right.
but it really wasn't. for the most part. There was a couple of parts that were, but
Yeah.
even those were done in such a way that it made you go, "Yeah, all right, I'm on board for it."
Hmm.
And I think that's because of as you have said, the lighting and shadow, the way he panned as if someone was there, even though there was no one in the shot, and
Right.
back and those little cues that you got of going, "Hey, she's there in the kitchen. There's someone standing there, even though I can't see them." I mean, all
Right.
those little things, right? That was done through the cinematography. This director nailed this. Here is my
Yeah.
okay. All right. So this was my big about this movie. This is supposed to be part of the Universal Monster Verse thing,
Originally, yeah. Originally, they wanted it to be part of it.
right? And then you had The Mummy, right? Which was a
Tom
multi-billion
Cruise,
dollar Tom Cruise,
not Brendan Fraser.
and even so, this director said, "You know what? Screw that. I don't have the budget. I don't have the Tom Cruise name.
Right.
I'm going to make a horror movie based on a new telling, a new rendition of a scientist who makes himself invisible." And if they do that with this upcoming Frankenstein movie, which is a new
Ooh.
or series where it is a telling of the original, but in from a different point of view, and it's still true to the spirit of it,
Yeah.
I'm in. Universal, listen up. Is someone
Yeah.
we know that the higher ups of these movies, they watch these little channels like us. Listen to us right
Right.
here.
And we have a lot of sway when it comes to
Yeah,
talking to any of them,
yeah, and
including Lee Winnell's there.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah.
So all you have to do, throw the blockbuster crap out the window, make a good scary movie, have someone write it that knows what they're doing, and you know what? We will come and we will spend our money.
Because I get the whole wanting to, it's the Marvel effect.
Right.
Marvel took an entire universe, some would say, and overpressurized it into this giant connective thing.
Yeah.
So I mean, we want our Universal monsters there all together. The well done encompassing of our Universal monsters is the Monster Squad. Fight me. So I see where they were trying to go. Yeah, exactly, exactly. But focusing on the character and getting the character right,
Mm-hmm.
then we see if we can fit it into something. Because as soon as you start taking that character and trying to mold it to fit into something else, you're gonna lose the spirit of that character, or you at least run the risk of. And
I'm gonna write a mummy movie. I'm gonna have one of the biggest actors on the planet do it. I'm gonna throw billions of dollars at it, and then I'm gonna shoehorn in this character and this character and this character, versus just writing a good mummy movie or writing,
right,
in this case, a good
focus on the character you have been given.
right.
Um,
Okay, don't
Dra-
make the DC effect.
Listen,
Make a
Dracula Untold. It's
Yeah, and when I say that, what I mean by that is don't jump into a group collaborative.
right.
Take your time and build these characters to where your people like them. And you know what? If you falter on one, but you do good on the other three, rely on those other three.
Yeah,
You
use
know?
find the magic there, and if you can't find it, just come ask us.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying grave reviews personally. Start here, of course, but
Yeah,
open yourselves up to all the other great podcasters, the fans themselves. I mean, Universal Monsters for horror are it's our bread and butter. I
yeah.
mean, nothing. We love a good Frankenstein movie.
Oh, absolutely.
To
Absolutely.
the point of like horror fans love a young Frankenstein
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
Because it takes the horror that we love and injects it into another genre, and we're given Gene Wilder at some of his best.
And how could you not love that? And that's again, it goes right to what I'm saying is because you're handling instead of looking at it like a universe, look at it like an individual story. And guess what? If you build two or three of those were really good, then people are going to start going, you know what? I love that Dracula character. I wonder if what would happen if he met up with the Wolfman,
Right,
right?
right, and it can
Or
happen. We know it can happen. It's been done through time. I mean,
oh,
you,
hundreds of
you
times.
look at the even down to the Laurel and Hardys and the there is as old as time, we've had these characters, and these characters have collaborated with each other, and it can happen. Monster
Absolutely.
Squad. I'm just saying.
And again, take this movie and take its idea of making a small but good film. Again, I overlooked it originally. I saw it, I watched it, I was like, okay, this was good, but I let it go. Had
Yeah,
I been smarter about it, I would have went, you know what? I'm not always a fan of this actress. She does a lot of TV and stuff, and I'm just
yeah.
okay with that. But man, she was great in this. There was only one character in the whole movie that I didn't care about, and without saying who it is, I'm sure Chris could probably tell you because I have a problem in that aspect. And I don't know why, I just do. Um,
Poor
but
Sydney.
you know, her friend, the police officer, was
Yeah.
great. Her sister was great. They were, I mean, these characters were strong, they were engaging, and they kept you in. It is so hard to do that, and they
I don't,
did it so well on such a small budget. Small budget.
absolutely. Elizabeth Moss's Cecilia. She's able to bring you in and to understand the psychosis that she's got. I mean,
Yes.
the people that are around, she's sheltered herself to protect herself,
Yes.
up until the point she finds out that her over controlling boyfriend who was trying to get her pregnant has died. He has unalived himself,
Yes.
and we've moved on to his brother, which I read this, and I will give credit to the reading in the trivia portion where his brother was never supposed to fit anywhere, and it's done so well because watching it a second time and realizing this, his clothes don't even fit. His clothes are too small,
Yeah.
and it's that little bit that really makes you put like he doesn't belong here. And he comes to say, "Hey, guess what? You're a millionaire as long as you don't get into any trouble and you don't go crazy."
Yeah.
Funny, those are the two stipulations to a guy that's over controlling.
Yeah.
And originally she's like, okay, I'm free. I'm going to set up my friend's kid with to the college that she wants to go to, including a graduate program. I'm
Yep.
going to buy you a new ladder. Seems a little chinsy. You're a millionaire now, but whatever. I'm not going to judge. But she's coming out of her shell, and to the point of it was all part of this plan to mess with her and to let her know that she's not in control of anything.
Anything. Exactly. And again, it's one of those, I am going to um I'm going to control you in every aspect of your life, even now that I'm
Even after
gone.
death.
Right.
Yeah.
So well done, so well played. And any movie like this where you're going to have a character who's attacked by someone who's invisible and they're basically doing everything themselves, she totally sold it. Totally
Yeah.
sold it. And she also, I love that paranoia part of the I can't leave the house, and all that leading up to the time that she found out he was dead.
Right.
Um, she really sold that character. You felt her fear. So when she started saying, "Hey, he's not dead,"
He's not dead. I think he's here with me. To the
right?
point of he's sitting in that chair.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a messed up part because that poor girl has not slept at all.
Oh,
She has seen some crazy stuff. She knows there's something going on, and there's something going on.
right.
But he doesn't know that something's going on, and it's bothering me because he won't go check.
Yeah, I love the fact that while we're kind of let in on the joke early on because we see the suits and we see all the technology and we see all that
Mhm.
stuff and we understand that he's a genius with an optic
A Tony Stark from Wish.com, if one would say, if you look at his lair.
basically, absolutely. So when you start to see that she's being haunted, if you want to say it that way,
Hmm.
that's when we start getting all these genius camera shots and everything that we talked about.
Yeah.
Um, the only okay, so the one jump scare that really worked very well was
Mhm.
the attic scene,
Yeah. Great
right?
scene.
And it's for this movie's from 2020. It's 5 years old. We're going to spoil it.
Yeah,
She's,
it's happening.
she's in the attic, right? But there was a problem with the scene that drove me nuts, right?
Right.
Um, she's here. She's hearing the phone. She's chasing the phone. This is when she is
Yeah.
absolutely sure that he's alive and that
Yeah,
he's
the
doing
guy
it
left because he thinks she's crazy and doesn't want crazy around his daughter.
right. He thinks
You're in it.
she hit his daughter when she didn't. You
Right.
saw that she didn't. All the stuff that happens. Well, she's following the sound of this phone vibrating, and she goes up to the attic, and she finds his phone, and she hears something outside. Now, I'm thinking, right? I'm thinking, oh, he's going to move the ladder and make her
Yeah.
stuck up there, but he
Right.
doesn't do that. But when she looks down and dumps the paint on him, I thought that
Uh,
was great.
yeah, because you get
Before
that shot of looking up at her
uh,
right beforehand, and it is you're like, you know he's there. She knows he's there. He knows that we know that she knows.
and they know that we know, and they know.
And what a
But the
great
only thing we
move.
don't but the only thing we don't know is the fact that no one ever said that she had paint, no one ever showed any paint, and how did she get it open and throw it that quickly?
Yeah, I mean,
But
listen, if you've opened a paint can, I didn't see no screwdriver.
exactly. But that all being said, it still paid its dividend in the aspect of the scene that followed, right?
Yeah.
Because she comes down and she's able to kind of trace the paint, to follow the paint. She
Yep,
goes
some dripping and
right. She goes in the kitchen, the sink's on. She sees all the paint in the sink and all that.
yeah,
I'm sitting there going, again, I'm like, I'm in it right now. I'm like, let's do this.
right,
Come on.
right.
And then all of a sudden he grabs her and just pulls her and throws her across the room and all stuff. And I'm like
Yeah.
going,
Oh no.
in this scene where she's trying to fight him off, but yet there's no one there to fight, and it's just her doing. I'm like, what a great job.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sold this. It would be so hard. I literally said to myself, who else could have done this role? And I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't come up with a name. I just
Yeah.
didn't. Like,
Because the CGI that they used in a lot of this wasn't to add something, it was to take something out.
mhm,
So you got her acting with, I mean, I guess they used, wires and lines and uh green guy, green screen gremlins all in the green, and then they cut them out later. But she had to pull this off on a lot of portions where it's her acting as if
right.
someone is attacking her that you can't be seen. And she does a great job of selling this because she is
Yes.
all over. There's
Yes.
several fights. The one in the kitchen is the best where,
Oh, absolutely one.
after the attic, and she's trying to show that because, like, I've got to prove that he's real now.
Yes.
Um, I mean, she's gone to her friend to come and talk to the brother to say, "Hey, Jig's up. I know he's alive." And
Yep.
he's shown pictures of, no, this is a crime scene. Like, I didn't fake this. And it's this psychosis that leads up to this point. It is when you get the reveal. We get these great twists, but they did such a good job of bringing you to that it's a real payoff at the end that you can overlook some little things here and there, because when it comes down to the police officers that saw something or would have seen something, one
Yeah.
gets shot, one gets knocked out. I mean, they're not going to be credible witnesses down the line.
Yeah.
When it comes to, there's a guy in a suit full of weird little tiny cameras, and it clicks his faces, and they're not going to. They're just like, what was that? And nobody's going to see, like, oh, the guy that knocked out said a gun floated in the air and shot his friend. You
Yeah.
know, sure.
I will say this though, there was another kitchen scene that I think was one of the best scenes in the movie, because it was so understated when she was cooking, and she
Mhm.
leaves to go in the other room, and the camera stays in the kitchen,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden you see the flame get
Somebody
big,
turned it to extra high.
right?
Yeah.
And then the pan that she's cooking on catches fire, and the camera never leaves this wide angle.
Right.
You get the feeling that in your mind, you're like, going, okay, he was right there. He
Where
walked up,
was he? Where
turned
did
it
he
up,
go?
he
They're going to
backed
show me
up,
something.
right?
Yeah. Yep.
It's so well done. Again, it was like you said, it was the camera lingering a little bit too long in certain areas, and it made you sit there and go, "Where is he?" do I see an impression in that seat or did I not? That kind of
Yep.
thing, you know.
And I give it a lot of points in the Universal Monster sphere of Universal Monsters. There's
Yes,
several that have been with us from the beginning, and it gives them points because back to the older movies of Dracula and Nosferatu and the Wolfman and all of these encompassing Universal monsters is has been in the older movies. The less you see, the more scary it is. It's not
absolutely.
what you see that's scary; it's what you don't see that's scary. And they did a great job through this movie of making you try to find something where there's nothing there, or showing you a glimpse of something that you know more is going on. And it was, I think it was a good callback to the original movies themselves of the Invisible Man, which nice little Easter egg. She sees something at the edge of the bed at one night. Oh, it's just an outfit. It just happens to be the outfit of the original Invisible Man, which was
Yeah.
a nice little nod, nice little Easter egg there.
Yes.
So, but yeah, we fall back to that. The practicality. I mean, practical effects I think, will always be superior in ways to anything we can do digitally. Even with AI taking over, there's some great things that can be done that aren't real. Um, but it's these practical effects that really cement
Yeah.
movies. And, and what this could be I've glazed over it the first time. Second time watching, I know I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to try to pull some points from it. And you really see the lengths they went to give you
Yes.
their vision of this.
Yeah.
And, pun intended, obviously.
Well,
Uh,
it's funny. We've been 31 minutes into it and talking about how great this movie is, and still really haven't talked about a whole lot of the movie itself.
right.
The once the ball gets rolling, so to speak, and people are starting to realize that, hey, I this invisible man is there's something to this, whether it's an invisible man or not. There's something going on. Um, the restaurant scene, while it does fall under my, you have to suspend. I thought it was a novel approach to again showing that our antagonist was in total control the whole time,
Hmm.
because the only person who she felt that she could talk to was taken out of the scenario and made to look like she's the one that did it, even
Yeah.
though we all know it wasn't. I thought that was great.
Right.
The slice of the quick slice, and then the knife winds up in her hand, so she's literally standing here
Yeah.
holding it and going,
And the
"Ugh."
quick lead up to that was nobody was looking and somebody punched the kid in the face. Whether Alan thinks they deserved it or not is, irrelevant. Uh, and she thought that, or everyone thought that it was her, that punched this girl in the face, and it
Yes.
wasn't her.
No.
So now we've got a knife. It's in her hand, and her poor sister is no more.
I'm so sorry about this. I thought I turned it on. Hold on just one second, buddy.
Yep.
That's my grandson.
Grave
I'll have
reviews.
to call him back in just a moment. You know what? I should have answered it while on air. It's just that, hey, here. I could have done that. I should have.
Right. Yep.
Ah!
There's no children here.
There's no children here. So here's what's going to happen: is right now, as we're talking, my wife is going to send my grandson a message saying, "Hey, your papa's live on air, but he'll call you as soon as he's done."
Right.
Oh, that's all
I don't
funny.
love what the other half of our horror show does while we're sitting here giggling over silly movies.
Over silly movies, exactly. So, gosh,
Yeah, so I will take it where she is left with very few people. Her sister's friend, who's a cop, and the cop's daughter, Sydney. Um, those are the only three people she has anything to do with. And now her sister has passed. And we're given this moment inside of her psychosis of Tom, the brother, coming up to her and saying, "Oh, look, you're in jail. You
mm,
violated the contingencies that we had in place for all of this money. Oh, so sad Sydney won't go to college. Oh, why don't you just make it easier and sign the form instead of having us take it to the court and to drag this out? Or you could admit you're wrong and come back to live with Adrian, your one true love, and raise this baby that she's pregnant, by the way. Do the math, probably, maybe possible at the end, right before she left, maybe after, kind of weird. But now we're let in on that fact that yeah, he's not dead. He's
Yeah.
alive. His brother's in on it.
Yes.
The brother's like, just admit it, come back. And she's like, "Oh, you dirty rat bastard." Um,
I love the fact that she winds up palming one of his metal pins, right?
yeah,
And contrabands it back to her room because she's at this point in time she's basically in a uh
padded room.
padded room. Yeah, I was trying to think
Yeah,
of the way to say it, like a jail, but yet padded or
like a bouncy castle on the sides.
yeah. Oh, nice. It's an
It's
adult
an adult bouncy castle.
castle on the sides for those of
Not
us.
as much fun.
No, not at all, not at all.
No.
Um, and then later when I love this scene, she's sitting there as the attendant is checking the windows and checking to be sure that everything that she can't hurt
Right.
herself, blah 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 blah. And he
hmm
leaves, and she just curls up on the bed and starts talking to him,
Yeah.
and then
I know you're there. I know you're watching me.
she just starts stabbing him, and I'm like,
Oh,
oh,
with
that,
the pin.
and I'm
Oh,
like,
this is good.
yeah, and I'm literally going, "Oh God, that's gotta hurt."
Then
You
the
know
attendee comes out of nowhere and he's like, "Cut it out." What the
what
hell
the
is going on in there? Like,
in this again, the CGI wasn't great here, but I mean, it wasn't bad
no.
because they're taking stuff away, right? And you're seeing a little pieces of his suit coming into view now because she's damaged the suit, and I
Mhm.
was like, damn it, that is such a cool way to do that. And then of course that the next scene is where you get into a lot of the over the top, as Chris was describing earlier, the police getting taken out by themselves, and to where there's no way they're ever going to be able to go. Well, I was standing there in the hallway, you see,
And I
and
started hitting myself.
I started hitting myself, and then Johnny's gun came out and went up in the air and turned. And I'm telling you, folks, seriously, no joke, no joke. Had they done this with wires where the gun was kind of doing one of these like they used to do in the old,
Yeah. Yeah, no, no.
even though it would have taken away from the scene, I would have myself would have been going, "Thank you for doing that."
Yeah,
Right?
I'd appreciate it all the same. It's crappy. You know what? That works too.
It works too. But again, one thing that I was telling Chris about this. Um, Actually, this is the way it went down. I was talking to my wife about this, and she goes, "Was it cheesy?" And I said, "It could have been,
Yeah.
and it was in right just to the point that it needed to be. But
Yeah.
everything that thought, every time you thought this horror trope for this type of movie was getting ready to happen, they pulled the rug out from under you and went, nope." So as a horror fan, we're going, "Oh, here we go. Oh, that's
Yeah.
fresh."
They gave you the ones, they gave you one here or there, like, oh, I saw that twist coming.
Right.
Yeah. Because they set you up for the twist you really didn't quite see coming.
Uh-huh.
Down to where she's, it comes down to a showdown that it's basically he's going to hurt someone that she cares about, which is obviously her police officer friend's daughter. That they've been estranged and now they're trying to work through this. And she's there and he's going to hurt her. And you know what? You don't do that.
Right.
That's where she was like, this is where her character arc went from the scared but willing to fight girl to, oh no, I'm the
Oh,
monster.
yeah.
We're gonna turn this. You mess with the wrong one.
Yeah.
And she grabs the gun and blasts him, and he hits the ground. The daughter's saved. The father almost killed. We finally have a dead guy. He's coming into vision now, and it's not Adrian. It's the brother.
Yeah. She pulls the mask off, and I will be honest with you. I was like, "What just happened?" I honestly thought, okay, this was going to be how they're going to end it. You
Right.
know, because
Right.
because because
It
the
was the
heroes.
brother the whole time. Damn
Yeah,
it.
and then you're thinking, okay, maybe it was just the brother, maybe,
Yeah, maybe he had something he wanted to have.
and then she said, "Oh no, it's not. That's
It's
not him."
not. He's somewhere too. And you know what? She was right. And the cops went and found in the recesses of the walls of this mansion our poor Adrian handcuffed in the dark. His brother put him up to this and
I love the fact that he goes, her police officer friend who she's been living with goes, he was a victim too, and she goes, "Oh no, no, no! If he could fake his own death, he could fake
no
this."
way.
You
No
know,
way. And we're left with no way. But this is where okay, we know he did something, but was it the brother? I don't think it was the brother the whole time.
uh-uh.
I really think we know there's multiple suits because she finally pulled it up to be like when she went back to the house at one point, found this weird thing that had cameras on it from the optical engineer that created a bodysuit that be able to project what's behind it. And she stashes one. So
Now,
she knows there's
now,
multiple.
here's what I thought was ingenious about the way they did this in the film is that she walked into the room where it was located and it was already invisible and did not look like it was there. She
Right.
reached up and felt it and then
And
turned
it
the
kind of came,
right
yeah,
and turned the pad off and then took it and then turned it back on. So if you were walking by and looking to see if your suit was there, you wouldn't know because
probably.
it was
It's
invisible last time
invisible.
you saw it.
And when you go and get your suit and tie from the closet, you're not going to see that invisible suit all bundled up in the corner somewhere because it's
Ex
invisible still.
exactly. So
Good
so
move.
good move.
And you
Wait.
think she's doing this as proof. Like, I put it off to the side. He chased her out. And this is one of those moments where I don't think it was just her ex. I think there were two people in suits in
Yeah,
this movie because there was a couple parts where she's being attacked over here and he doesn't have superpowers. He just can't be seen. Somehow he got in front of her. And I think he invested his brother into
yep.
this whole mess with my ex thing because you're the spineless one and I
And
tell you what to do.
how did, because for the up until this point, that we found out that his brother was in on it, we were all a lot of times in the movie, I literally you're going, "How did he get there so fast?"
Yeah,
No,
I get it. He's invisible, but she is in hiding or took a ride somewhere or somebody's got to get around and
yeah,
nobody driving a car down the freeway while right now is completely plausible. 2020 not as much.
exactly. So the fact that there's two of them answers a lot of that question. And the way that she decides to put a stop to this.
Oof. It is. It's the full it's that full arc. We've come to the other side with our character of Cecilia. Which it, she goes and basically wears a wire
Uh-huh.
and we go to dinner with Adrian to sit and talk to him about she's still pregnant, they have a baby together. Um
And
he
and
wants to and he's trying to smooth her, like I've always loved you. Hey, the hey baby, I've changed kind of thing.
right.
Um
And
but
here we are as viewers, knowing the fact that she's wired, knowing the fact that her cop friend is listening in, and she's trying to get him to confess to something.
yeah, and I have a feeling that they've been playing the thing. She has a feel. We all know he was in on this whole thing.
Yep.
He wasn't trapped in the basement and faked his own death over, this. So, and you can tell by the look on his face that he's hiding something.
Oh yeah. Oh
Um,
yeah.
and she's just trying to get him to admit, just tell me for my own sanity, you did this.
Now, so I'm going to ask you a question, Chris.
Yeah,
At this point, knowing this character as we have, right? Did you get the feeling that he knew she was wired and trying to?
I think so.
I think
I
so too.
really think he
I,
saw like
mhm.
she's trying to get me to admit to something, and I'm not going to admit to it. And
Because the look on his face was very much like, "Oh,
yeah, he was scared. He was scared. You know,
yeah,
he was holding back. You could tell, like it's that look, like I know I'm caught. We all know I'm caught, but I'm not going to say I'm caught.
yep,
It's
yep."
not happening.
And I know what you're doing.
And it's pissing me off, but they don't want to slap you right now because I'm trying to get you back in the house. So, he's just scum. And
This and I can't remember the actor's name off the top of my head. I'm sorry, but he's good at that style of acting. Also, that
yes, Oliver Jackson Cohen. Yes.
I'm really pissed at you, and I want to hurt you, but I'm not going to right now.
He had
Uh,
that look. He just
yeah,
had that look. Like he is that guy. He is the manipulator. He's the abuser. He's a terrible person. He
and
didn't change because his brother tied him up in the basement of his own house and wore his invisible suit.
oh,
No.
and I love the fact that he or she excused herself to go to the bathroom. This whole scene was just done so well.
Yeah.
Um,
You're not sure what she's gonna do. I mean, of course I had some theories. We
mhm.
haven't seen the suit come back yet, but I don't know if this is the part where we're going. Uh, where are we off to? We know the cops listening.
Yep.
So
And so he's sitting there cutting his meal, right? Cutting his steak, and all of a sudden you see the knife go, and you see it go,
he kind of fights it, but she uses all of that, oh, you're not getting away with this
uh huh,
power.
uh huh,
And
yep.
and rushes outside in front of the cameras. Oh my god, my boyfriend.
And I love the fact that she looked, she kind of knew where the camera was, and so she started doing that as she was backing herself up out of the scene.
Out of camera
It's
range
like,
and be like,
I was like,
okay,
oh
you're on your way. Okay, thank you. Bitch.
yeah, so good. And I love so she kills him, takes the suit off, puts it in the bag, and walks out. Her cop friend, of course, is running up to see what's going on,
Yeah,
and
because he's heard weird commotion. Now has heard her calling 911. Oh no, I'm
he's
the cop listening.
yeah, and he sees the suit in the bag, and she goes, "You heard it. What did it sound like to you?" And
Right.
he said, "It sounded like he committed suicide." She said, "That's what I thought," and just smiled and walked off. I was like, "Great ending."
Oh,
Oh
it
my god,
was
what a
because you
great
could see the pain in his eyes of like, he put her through hell. We all listen. He was listening. He knows the guy did it. We
yep.
all know he did it. Murder's wrong,
Yeah. Yeah.
but
But
and
uh,
she leaves with the invisible suit, and our scum is gone.
yes,
He is no more.
is no more. So, man, I don't know how we're gonna do this. I really
I'm
don't.
not sure. Rating, it's easy. The shit list is going to be
Yeah. So on a
difficult.
scale from 1 to 10, Mr. Chris, and 10 being the movie that, well, it rates with the thing, and everyone should watch it. Transcends. 1 is a miserable dredge that made us angry that we watched it. 5 hits all of the beats. Where would you put?
This movie, I will admit to glazing over the first time. Good movie, first time. Nothing wrong with it. Watching it a second time though, I kind of putting it in the motion. This was really meant for the big screen. Of
Yeah,
course, it came out at a very odd time in our lives
yes, it did.
where big screen wasn't possible. And hopefully, we don't ever get to that point again because
I agree.
this was a big screen movie. The little nods that you saw, the breath in the air and whatnot, would have played out better on the big screen. It would
I
have
agree.
left, I think, the intensity of knowing there's another person there, but there's nobody there, would have played out better on the big screen.
I
So,
agree. I agree.
and the trailer giving us the backstory, but showing us two scenes and nothing else, setting us up for a different movie. I appreciated that the second
I did
time
too.
through.
I did too.
So this definitely hits all the marks. Very good movie. There's a lot of Easter eggs in there. There's a lot of really subtle ways that you pick up on the second time through that made me appreciate it even more. So
Yep,
I'm going to
agree.
give this movie a solid. I'm going to give it a 9. It's a high rating for me. It's a good movie.
It is. I am not as generous as Chris is in most cases,
Yeah, this.
but I'm going to tell you that in this particular film, just like Chris, I kind of blew over it the first time I watched it. I enjoyed it, but I just kind of went, okay, there you go, whatever.
No,
Watching it the second time, where I had to really pay attention for this conversation, I really liked this. I liked it a lot more than I thought I did going in.
yeah,
And so I don't remember why this particular movie made it to the wheel, but I'm glad it did.
yeah,
I'm really glad it did. I'm glad I revisited this. I would highly recommend this to anybody who's listening that would be like, "Oh, should I watch it or shouldn't I?" I think you should. I'll be honest with you. Also, I think this is one of those movies that women, even those who aren't into horror, should watch, because this movie has a great female lead who
definitely.
has a great arc to her character that starts in a bad place and ends up in a great place, and I think that is fantastic. She's very well written, very well acted. Yeah, I'm with you. This is a 9 movie for me as well. It really
Sweet.
is.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
Um, so so that being said, we've got such this is where my wife goes, I don't understand you guys. You give these movies like next to nothing, but you put them in the middle and you get the ones that you really like and they're near the end. Um, the shit list.
Sometimes it be like that.
Yeah, what does our shit list stand for,
This,
Chris? What about
this
that?
list started off as a sometimes hilarious, intentionally tasteless, meaning we put it up there for watchability and because we like it, and we don't know, and we move Zombievers because it needed to be moved. Okay, it's a good movie.
And
Toxic waste and beavers. Be careful out there.
exactly. So it's funny, we always said and wherever we put it is where it has to stay. But we do have a wild card. Chris gets one, I get one every year. I use mine to move Beaver last year. I might use it again to move it again this year. We don't know. But Invisible Man, boy. All right, so let's look at the list. Let's just look real
I'm
quick.
looking at the list here, buddy, and it doesn't make it any easier.
No.
Number one, of course, we have The Thing. We both agree, as
Yep.
well as a lot of people. It's not just us. I mean, we've had several people in conversation with us. One of us on the show, I was when I was a guest here, talking about this. The Thing transcends film. It is a good film all around.
It is.
As
It
far
really
as a
is.
lot of people are concerned, you might feel differently, and I get it, but you don't have the show, and that's why it's number one. So, and there's also movies like The Witch, which some of us, mainly me, taking umbrage with putting Marvel's multiverse into my horror movie, um, where we don't like it so much. And then there's movies that um, let's pick out. Well, of course, that one's in there, but we have I would say like Zombievers at right in the upper middle of
Yes.
our, which is going to be our 70th movie. Uh, we're
Yes.
I go watch it. I mean, the number one you should watch. Honestly, once you get down to like 65, probably stay away from it.
Yeah, yeah. I agree with you.
Even
Highly.
some of those movies that are low rated on here, we've acknowledged to the fact that it would be great to watch with your horror friend because the commentary would probably be gold from those in the peanut gallery.
And
And
as
then
as our
Sharknado.
LG says, then there is always Sharknado, and apparently we can't even recognize the sheer excellence of it for whatever reason. So here's my question for you, and this is what I was going to say. For me, I think this is a top 30 movie.
Definitely, I'm with you there.
All right, so
I
let's go ahead.
couldn't really find myself going lower than Maximum Overdrive because we kind of start hitting some of the ridiculousness in there. I think that was a better movie than it. Excuse me.
I okay, so I've got it set in 31 right now. I don't see us going above Pet Cemetery with this movie.
No, I see. I would kind of think. I don't know if I would go.
Well, the only reason what I'm saying is I've got it at 31 right now, just so we can look at 15 through 30, because I
Right.
think that's kind of where it should be.
Okay.
Uh, but oh man, there's some great movies in here. It's funny every time I look at this list and I see that picture of Rebecca De Mornay standing here like this. I always myself, my God, she was great in that movie.
She
Oh,
was.
sorry,
She really hits. She hits a character in a movie where um, very few times do you have an actor be perfect. I mean, utterly perfect for a role,
yes,
and she really, you know, pun intended, killed it
she
in
did.
Mother's Day.
She did.
So
Um, I'm thinking myself personally. Um, as far as enjoyment's concerned, this is a this one's going to wind up for me would wind up right around 22.
22. I was somewhere between Brightburn and I was going to say Train to Busan. So I think if we put it,
Does it go up or
zombie versus fun,
zombie?
zombie versus fun. This was fun because you
It
you
was
could
fun
pick
for a
up
different
on
reason.
the subtleties.
Right.
Really made this the second way through, and knowing that you should kind of count on the subtleties. I'm
All right. So
I would say we could put it at 22. Bump down Train to or Mom and Dad.
okay.
Uh, I'm
Wait a
okay with leaving it right there.
Is it better? Is it better than Little Monsters? I think it is.
I think so.
Okay.
I think so.
Is it better than the Autopsy of Joe, which surprised both of us actually, if you remember?
Absolutely.
Okay. But
That's
we
where
both
we start hitting the gray area where enjoyment, and I think it kind of, I think it falls right in line with They Live. I
okay.
think it falls in line with Autopsy of Jane Doe. So I'm okay with the 22.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm okay with 22. I really am.
which is kind of funny because you went up what I just do. You and I both also found Mom and Dad to be somewhat of a surprise.
Yeah,
Um,
that was fun. In
it
a
was
Nicolas
fun.
Cage fun.
Yeah.
And
So,
honestly, you could be 50 on this list and you're still a fun movie.
oh
This
yeah,
list is only for our silliness enjoyment. I like where we put this one for the simple fact is I think a lot of us kind of glazed over it the first time
yep,
and didn't really pick up on the subtleties that made this movie really good.
I
It
agree.
There
I
was a lot more there than I really looked for, and the second time through really killed it. So
you know what's scary?
I'm good there. Okay,
Locking it in.
locked it in.
Locking it in. So now that we've got it locked in, we have to do one more thing for tonight.
We
We
do.
figure out what we're going to watch next week.
We gotta
Because before we can
me
review
on the wheel. You got to view
new
that movie.
movies, exactly. So let's pull that up real quick.
What are
And
we viewing, and where will it be?
that's a good question. Uh, so we are going to be looking at the Wheel of Terror.
The
Is
Wheel
that
of
good?
Terror. Put
Let's
me on the wheel.
let's put it on there. Let's go.
Spin that baby. Where are we going? Where are we going? Mm-mm-mm.
Revenge
Revenge
2017.
2017.
This was your one of your picks. So
This
uh,
was one that I put on there that I have not seen yet. I forget who said to check this one out.
I think it was Darius, but I'm not going to swear to that.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it was that or TikTok commenter, but we will be checking it out. I will look into that and find out who put that in my radar because Revenge 2017. Let's see what we got here.
All right, so while Chris is looking that up, I have a fun announcement for
Tell
uh
us about it.
Chris and I for some time we both not only love horror films but we love the written word of horror as well. And we have been for some time wanting to figure out a way to bring the written word to our to our channel and to our Talking Dead and viewers. So, starting on Sunday, our goal is to release 2 short horror stories per week. One on Sunday, one on Wednesday, and then and I already have a couple in the queue. Chris has written a couple himself. I've got one based on stuff that or a couple that I've written, and so we're going to invite you to please go to our email, which you can find where, Chris, real quick.
You can find at bio.link/graverev if you're in the chat tonight, or if you check out the chat later as you listen to us. LG is wonderful, and she puts that chat in, or puts that link in the chat. That will take you to our. Let's try that again. That will take you to our bio link, where you can find the links to all of our socials, our TikToks, Instas, Facebook, your mama's butt, all kinds of social media.
You
You
can
can
find our
reach,
email. You can also find our merch store where you can get some really cool shirts.
definitely,
And we're the reason I told you about this is if you have a story of your own or an idea for a story of your own, please send that to us
definitely.
so that we can can credit you for it and mention you and say, hey,
Yep.
this short story is one that. So if you like fun short stories, they're going to be like we're trying to keep it right
Trying to
at
keep it like 5 to
12
10
to
minutes.
15-minute
Yeah, yeah,
total, right?
yeah.
Right. It makes
Mhm.
it nice and fun. And so please check it out. It will be called Tales from the Grave, as presented by Grave Reviews. And our first episode hopefully will be posted on Sunday. So please be looking for that. And if you like that kind of thing, please let us know. If you like the story, let us know. If you have ideas, let us know. That's why we're here. We're here to serve you in our own humble, fun way. So,
Absolutely.
anything.
Check out that link where to all of the links, the one link that ruled them all. And then click on them, and then you can reach out to us on any one of those. DM us, send us an email. Once again, the new stories, the written word that we're talking about, Tales from the Grave. Full credit, we do. I'm working on some original stuff. We do work through the AI. We have some AI narration. We're looking at something fun to do, some quick little spookiness to go to. And reach out to us with whatever. If you have full credit goes to you, we'd love for you to be a part of it, because the Talking Dead is our best chat on YouTube. Um,
Absolutely.
we love talking with you guys. We love hearing from you guys. And yeah, until we meet again with Revenge 2017, which can be found free on Tubi.
Nice. That's what was going to be my question. Thank you.
Good stuff. Love it when it's free. Check us out on the next episode for Revenge 2017. Until then, stay spooky out there, because we have officially moved into spooky season. A leaf fell off of a tree in the back of my yard.
Yay.
It is spooky season.
It's spooky season. Ladies and gentlemen, like we always say, until we meet again, and I hope we meet again soon, please may all of your nightmares be groovy. Thanks for joining us, everybody. We love you. Godspeed.